But my first guest, I got to tell you, he is also somewhat skeptical about this being the second most uncertain time in the last generation. Let's bring in Bianco Research President Jim Bianco. Jim, the media's laid it on thick, right? Everyone's shaking. I go to the mall. People are saying, I'm scared of tariffs. And well, what about them? I don't know. I'm just scared. They're in foxholes. They're afraid. The media's done an amazing job. But is this really the second most uncertain time in history?
More uncertain than 9/11, more uncertain than the worst of the global financial crisis. I mean, the only thing that has a higher register was when we shut down the global economy 5 years ago. No, it's not that bad. Now, yes, I don't want to talk about it in absolutes. There is some uncertainty because policies have changed. We got a new president. We're doing something different with tariffs. We're demanding security payment from Europe. This is all new stuff. But yeah, we're kind of overplaying this hand about this uncertainty type of thing. And markets are going to adjust, and markets are going to kind of work this out. And I think that that's what they've been doing over the last couple of weeks. But to kind of compare this to 9/11 or the week that Lehman Brothers failed and say that this is like more cloudy than that, I think is just almost laughable at this point.
You know, I would say it's laughable, but it's also something maybe that it makes me sad, too, because it's working. People are out there afraid. This is from the New York Fed. And this is when you start talking about soft data and all these news reports becoming the fact, right? Self-fulfilling, hard data. So these are credit applications, and discouraged 8.5%. Doesn't sound like a lot, folks. That's the highest on the record. This goes back to October 2013. What it means is that people say, I need a loan, but I know I'm going to be turned down. And what's interesting, a little sidebar here, is they say the average likelihood now of an average American being able to come up with $2,000 for an unexpected expense is down to just 63%. That's a new serious low. So, Jim, on one hand, people need the money, but they've been so discouraged by the news headlines they won't even apply for loans.
Yeah, and I think part of what the applying for loan thing, too, and being discouraged is because interest rates are higher. You're going to need more income to get a loan right now because you're going to have to pay a higher interest rate. And that's probably what's discouraging them. So I don't necessarily think it's just that, they think that the world is going bad. But yeah, I get it. I mean, we're doing different things. And so that there should be some uncertainty and there should be some cause to reflect, because we've never seen a president do this with tariffs. We've never seen a president demand Europe pay for security. And these have big implications for budgets and the level of the dollar and valuations. And so, but like I said, we're completely overplaying this, and it just feeds into that narrative that people want to have, that they want to be a little bit more uncertain about things, about right. Getting upset about their loans.
All right. So, and by the way, it's not just Main Street and folks looking for a loan. Remember when you were the only person on No Landing Island back last summer? Then everyone started getting on board with you. Well, guess what? You might be the only person there again real soon, my man, because now everyone's getting back to the sort of soft landing scenario. Where are you on this?
I'm still on No Landing Island, and you know what? I got a lot of room here, Charles. I got extra room if you want to come visit me.
I may come soon.
But, the reason. Yeah, the reason I'm there is because the whole concept of what people think a soft landing means is that inflation is supposed to fall. The data's going the other way right now. Expectations are rising. The prices paid in the ISM, the Purchasing Manager Survey, they're paying more for input prices. The inflation numbers are going up.
Yeah.
So I don't see this soft landing that everybody's saying. And I also don't see a recession coming either. I know more people are talking about a recession. I think that's way, way premature to be talking about that. It's just not in the cards.
Jim, I got less than 30 seconds. Hartnett and big bonds, internationals, and gold. You agree with that?
I agree with some of that. I think international is such a beaten down place to play that you want to play that on a valuation. Gold has the momentum, and you want to continue to play with that with gold. And bonds have yield. And since they've got yield, there's always going to be a place for something that throws off a lot of yield, unlike where we were 5 years ago.
I got you. Hey, always a great conversation, my man. Thanks so much, Jim.
Thank you.
You know, folks, it turns out